The galaxy's favorite band of misfits has been through quite a bit since we last saw them. Since the original 2014 film, the gang has fought a living planet, had most of the team turn to dust after Thanos' snap before being brought back to fight the Mad Titan's forces, and even embarked on a few adventures with Thor himself. Their almost 10-year-long journey has turned the unique group of characters from virtual unknowns into beloved fan favorites and a crown jewel of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. James Gunn will return one last time to write and direct Volume 3. Gunn was originally removed from the upcoming continuation of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise after some problematic old tweets were uncovered. However, James Gunn was later invited back to finish the trilogy he started. Thanks to the end of Avengers: Endgame and the ongoing MCU timeline, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will take place at least a decade after Volume 2. The small passage of time in universe broke the traditional MCU approach that the movies are set in the years they come out, allowing the world to move forward in real time. However, the ending of Volume 2 jumped ahead a few years to get the Guardians closer to the versions that would appear in Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers: Endgame. Gunn has already confirmed that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will take place after events of the two Avengers films, which he executive produced. This guarantees that the movie will be set a decade after the Guardians' last film thanks to how the MCU timeline has dramatically shifted forward after Endgame. As far as we know, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 won't deal with the multiverse. Instead, the third Guardians movie will focus on giving a final act to its main characters' personal arcs after their time adventuring with Thor. Whether they show up in future MCU installments, as suggested in these Marvel comic storylines, is anyone's guess. As a direct result, a main plot point of Volume 3 will be finding the new Gamora to hopefully build up a fresh relationship, something that will 100% be emotionally heavy if James Gunn stays true to his previous stories at Marvel. Fans can expect to see all the original team members return along with their corresponding cast members. These include Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax, Bradley Cooper as Rocket, Vin Diesel as Groot, Karen Gillan as Nebula, Palm Clementif as Mantis, and Sean Gunn as Kraglin. They won't be the only returning cast members returning either, as Volume 2 Allens will feature Sylvester Stallone as the Ravager leader Stakar and Elizabeth Debicki as the vengeful Sovereign Queen Aisha. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3's plot also includes a major role for Gamora. After her death on Vormir in Avengers: Infinity War, Zoe Saldana rejoined the MCU as a 2014 version of Thanos' favorite daughter, thanks to the film's time travel plot. This version of Gamora has no recollection of a romance with Star-Lord, becoming a hero with the Guardians, or any other part of Gamora's Guardians of the Galaxy MCU story up to this point. Director James Gunn reveals that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will delve into Rocket's origin story and give the character an emotional ending. While Rocket is briefly revealed to be the result of genetic experiments in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, the character has a rich history in the Marvel Comics. James Gunn isn't the only crew member who will be calling it quits after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, as Dave Bautista has revealed that the upcoming continuation will also be his final performance as Drax the Destroyer. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 sneakily tricks fans about who the real villain is. The Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer teases a few different villains and sneakily tries to trick fans into thinking Adam Warlock is the real villain. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 introduces a new villain to the MCU. The High Evolutionary is a villain of cosmic proportions. While he has remained relatively obscure, he's been in the Marvel Comics for a very long time. The journey of the High Evolutionary began in 1966. Debuting in the Mighty Thor number 134, he was a mad scientist who would create animal hybrids possessing extreme intelligence. This might give you some clues as to the origin of a crucial Guardians member. Fans consider the possibility of Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter, being the main villain in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. However, the two characters have been in proximity to each other in Marvel Comics, which is why the villain's inclusion into the MCU makes sense. The High Evolutionary and Adam Warlock's entry into the MCU expands the scope of what we'll see leading up to Marvel Phase 6. The Beyonders are likely to have a place within the MCU, and we could even see other cosmic characters such as the Celestials and Galactus. A key part of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3's story will include setting up future cosmic MCU movies. Back when the threequel was first being developed, James Gunn said he was personally involved in developing other cosmic properties that would be spun out of the events of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It is unknown how the film will set up the MCU's future cosmic stories, but Gunn has also said that the movie is responsible for setting up the next decade of the shared universe.